Welcome to Bears in Exile. Today is Tuesday, November the 20th, and this is the market overview. Looking at the Dow, SPX, VIX, TNA, UU, PFXE, GLD, SLV, GE, Apple, XLF, and whatever else. So, I did not get to watch today, but looking after the markets have closed, yeah, today was not bad, it was not great, but the idea of runaway up last night, I was very skeptical of that, and turns out to be good. So happy day, I suppose. Starting off with the Dow down 7.5 points, ending with a hanging man. Very odd-looking hanging man, but hanging man nonetheless. And it created it is at the top of a possible range. This is a danger zone for the bulls. Simply because we talked about last night, pivot points, pivot high, pivot low, pivot high, question mark. And we need to break this right here at 12,900 in order to get a new pivot high. If it's unable to do that, then it is not good. In which case we'll have a retest of the bottom, hopefully making a double bottom, but it's too early for that at the moment. But nonetheless, I'm pretty pleased with what it did today. It certainly gives hope for both the Bulls and the Bears. Sorry about that. Because on one hand, you have a new recent high today. It broke yesterday's high. It didn't close there, but at least it pierced. On the other hand, big green candle, we know support is at the midpoint, and that's exactly where it went today before it bounced, and at the bottom. So it was bought on the first attempt down, which overall is a good sign. We can still see that the secondary reset is underway with most things still going up. But how much room do we have? Not that much. So I do think that Monday, this next Monday, could easily be a turning area, but it is early. We still have Wednesday and Friday, and then we'll have Monday. So we could see the finish of the secondary reset by that time if it doesn't crap out before then. So areas to watch: 12,900, 200-day moving average, the descending channel. The bottom of the descending channel. So 3 right in a row, bam, bam, and bam. So one of those I think will stop it. The question is, do we get a new pivot high or not? So very interesting. Going on to, actually I should go to the 60-minute, because everything's going to be so similar. Just need to do it once. Yesterday we were talking about possible stair-step formation, step up, sideways. And we did not get another stair step up today. It's still going sideways. So, it did exceed this little platform's low from yesterday. But still, big green candle. It did get bought. Very interesting. Beyond that, 60-minute time frame. How confused is it? Well, MACD histogram moving on down. MACD already high, RSI high, CCI almost high. We could, actually we do have very slight negative divergence. Stochastics are mixed, and the 14-day RSI moving average high. So, can this turn in the next day or two, 60-minute time frame? Absolutely. So that's why I'm saying by Monday, and I think it'll be Monday, you could easily see this turn. We need to see how high it goes first. 12,900. That's the spot. Not bad looking. Just it doesn't have too much time in the 60-minute as it looks at the moment. We still do not have the uptick target met yet. Still very, very close, but just falling a hair shy. Just a hair. Going on to SPX. It's more of the same. It did pierce the 200-day moving average to the downside. It was able to recover, was able to close above 200-day moving average. And like we said yesterday, the uptick target has been met. We wanted to see what it wants to do next. This is pretty encouraging, but it's right at the point of right in here. So if it's going to be stopped, this is a good spot for it to happen. But if it does break it, then going up here to the long-term moving average bar and the descending channel, you'd be looking in the order of 1405 to 1415 roundabout. And everything else is the same in the secondaries. No need to rehash. And I'll just move right along to the VIX. All right. Now here is the big warning sign for the bulls. We have a gravestone doji. Fantastic reversal candle. It is a new recent low today, so bottom of a range. Very nice. Did pierce the major price consensus level, weakening it somewhat, so it'll be easier if it wants to push up. We have a very nice bottoming area in the heat map. We do have the 14-day RSI moving average still moving on its way down. The question becomes, do we get a secondary reset? Well, if we zoom out, you can see 14-day RSI moving average, all kinds of room to move to the downside. The question becomes, secondary reset, will it happen? We have a nice spike down on the MACD histogram. That could turn at any time. The MACD still looks strong moving down. Stochastics are still moving down, but look, they're already getting to the oversold area. The CCI is already trying to bounce. So potential for a turnaround and do a secondary reset before finishing the move to the downside. Is it possible? Absolutely it is. And that candle is just fabulous for that. So, are the bears finished yet? No. Not yet, they're not. Going on to TNA. Small caps. Now, very interesting. Check this out. Last night, we had the uptick, gave us an uptick target. We said it was not met and that we expected it to be fulfilled. It was very close. It did it today right on the nose. That's exactly where it stopped. That's where it closed. So this bubble is fixed. This sucker is ready to do whatever it wants to do. It's very close to the descending trend or the descending channel from before. It should have problems at that point. It should, if it continues up. Now, is it going to continue up? Great question. We have nothing in the heat map. We have the fast stochastic almost getting to a high. We have the 14-day RSI moving average still leveling out, holding low. Down on the RSI, up on the CCI, up on the MACD histogram, up on the MACD. No bullish cross as of yet. But today was the uptick target resolution day, so we have to see what it wants to do next. It can do anything at this point. So even though it looks pretty good for some more movement up, have to question how much time this one has as well. And certainly it does not have far to go before it hits what should be resistance. So there it is. And Wednesday and Friday. Could it get to that point? Absolutely. Would that be the right moment for it to turn? Certainly very, very, very possible. UUP, the dollar. All right. Last night, we had the downtick resolve itself in one day. Had to wait and see what it would want to do next. It is slightly closed lower today, but it did not exceed today's low. So that is not a bad sign. You do have everything moving on down, waiting for a cross of the MACD itself, but that has not occurred. An uptick on the RSI, the 14-day RSI moving average is still moving up. This one, to me, still looks like it would be much more likely for it to go down for a retest of the long-term moving average bar and then see if it bounces, but that's what it looks like to me. It still looks like it has some more to the downside that it could do, but I am skeptical about how far it will actually go. In the after hours last night, it had a major move up and was recovered before the market opened today, meaning that it went down. But had it held, we'd be in the middle of this gap right here. The markets would definitely not be so happy. Do I believe that this gap fill will occur in the next few weeks? Yeah, I do. Simply because a retest of the recent high, an attempt at a retest of the recent high should be in the cards. And anyway, that's what I think. So need some more development, but not the best movement that we'd be looking for on UUP. Going to FXE just to get a little further information as to what is going on. We can see it's going up for its retest of the 200-day moving average. There should be a problem at that point. Closing in on the upper Bollinger Band will probably coincide together, which would be strong resistance. Beyond that, you do have the secondary still moving up. We almost have a bullish cross on the MACD itself, but 14-day RSI moving average still moving to the downside. This looks like a secondary reset. CCI almost getting to oversold line. Fast stochastic right at the overbought line. Sorry, the CCI is not oversold, overbought line. Moving down on the RSI. So, very curious. I think that point right here, massively important. And likely. Going on to USO oil. Yeah, when the market is bullish, oil is bullish. When oil is bearish, the market is bearish. Oil did not do well today. Rejection from the long-term moving average bar. Very nice in that this was a inverse hammer, or maybe a shooting star. So it bouncing down makes total sense. Very nasty move down, filling all of the gap that we had from before, which is good and healthy. The market did not reciprocate in its action in comparisons to oil, which is unusual. 14-day RSI moving average, another tick up. Stochastics mix, CCI going down, RSI going down, MACD histogram going down, MACD still going up. This is not looking good to me. Rejection of the long-term moving average bar. So continued down movement would appear to be natural at this point. And maybe another retest of the low. The question will be, can it break it? And going on to GLD. Yeah, look at this. This did not do so hot either. 14-day RSI moving average is moving up, but down on the CCI, down on the RSI, up on the stochastics, up on the MACD histogram, up on the MACD. Definitely more good than bad. I would like to see another surge to the upside to try to break the recent high, but yeah, this one doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad. It looks like a consolidation area. So definitely want to see a move to the upside and break that recent high, which is interesting because, you know, this is going to, you know, oil should be moving along with gold in the same direction, and really they didn't match up as well as they should have today, but I guess it is what it is. And looking at SLV, which we said last night was looking better than gold because it had broke the recent high. And what do we have today? Well, it didn't exceed yesterday's high. Came really close, but it didn't do it. Another hanging man, or actually it is a hanging man. Yesterday was a spinning top. We do have a small blip in the heat map for a topping area. But beyond that, it looks just like gold does. But anyways, it did better than gold, which I'm happy with simply because we said that it looked better than gold last night. And CompQ, the NASDAQ. Last night, it had the uptick resolve itself. We said we had to see what it would want to do next. It did make a slight higher high today, which is a good sign, but it was not a really strong move. That is a hanging man, top of a possible range. And what do we have beyond that? We have a first day uptick on the 14-day RSI moving average. Everything else is clicking up, looking for a bullish cross of the MACD. So daily on NASDAQ, not bad. Not bad. Moving on to Apple. Oh, look at that. Look at that. We had the uptick resolve last night. We said we had to see what it would want to do next. Started off really well, fell apart. We do have a first day uptick on the 14-day RSI moving average. Everything else is still clicking up. We have a bullish cross on the MACD itself. Just a lot of negativity on this stock. So is this encouraging, this candle here today? No, it is not. But it could be worse. It definitely could be worse. But overall, not very encouraging. Going on to GE, trying to get a better read on the Dow. And this isn't exactly what you'd want to see either. Very clear hanging man. It is not at the top of the range. So that is, at least that's a good sign. Getting bought all the way back up, also a decent sign. But we don't have the 14-day RSI moving average ticking up at all yet. CCI stalling, stochastics going up, RSI stalling, up on the MACD, up on the MACD histogram. Overall not bad, but certainly not as good as you would like to see for initiation on the overall market for more to the upside in a strong and powerful way. And JP Morgan, the most important bank, making a new recent high today. It is, I don't know that I would call this an inverse hammer. The body is just too darn fat. It was sold off from its high. It did get to the lower price consensus level for the current month. It's exactly where it stalled and fell from. So there is some resistance at that point, which is 41.18. 14-day RSI moving average still moving down. RSI going down. Stochastics up, CCI up, MACD histogram up, MACD up. Is this one a secondary reset? It looks a lot like it. So fast stochastic, it's going to get to, we would imagine that it would get to overbought and then turn, and then the move down will probably be not too happy for the bulls. But that easily could be a couple of days away. Once again, Monday. And XLF, which we said last night was better looking than JP Morgan. And once you know it, it did better than JP Morgan, closing closer to its high of the day. Still don't have the 14-day RSI moving average clicking up either. Does this one look like a secondary reset? Very possibly, yes it does. So, but at least it looks better than JP Morgan. So, guess we'll see what happens with that. And that's going to be about it. Just, I think it did what it was supposed to do today. And at this moment, it's a waiting game for Monday. So, there you have it. As always, all investing decisions are your own. This chart and video for entertainment, educational, and consumption of time purposes only. Thank you.